And we're back once again, only on its After Hours, only on the After Hours YouTube channel. Joining me here on the line, this young lady here. Well, a lot of big things going on. We're very excited to have her on the show. And, well, she is a survivor. She's a businesswoman. She's somebody who has prospered despite everything going on with her. I give the talented, the
Oh,
beautiful, very spiritually and physically strong person. I give you Channy Crossfire. So Miss Crossfire, I'll start
hey.
off here with big question. So, what you've said that the industry has made you stronger mentally and happier. How is that? Like for you, for somebody who's been through a lot, like what is it about the industry that's made you happy?
Well, first and foremost, morning from the West Coast. Cheers to all that. Thanks for having me. And yeah, regarding your question, honestly, I'm glad I got into the industry in my late 20s because I was able to have more life experience going into it. And I didn't get into the industry on a whim. You know, I set my intentions. There was more of a bigger purpose. Uh, One of those reasons was my bucket list and fucket list. So there's that. That's another reason why I'm happy in this industry. I've been crossing things off my bucket list and fucket list, and believe me, the list has been getting shorter. Yeah, and again, mental health is really important. Like I first moved out at 18, and if I had gone into the industry fresh at 18, like back then, my mental health wasn't um like I was still struggling with anxiety and depression. If I had gone into the industry with all that, I honestly believe I wouldn't make it out of the industry in one piece or alive. So I'm glad in that sense approaching the industry in a different way. So yeah, I hope that answered your first question.
No, it did. So how did you approach it? Like you said that you weren't ready at the time. So how are you ready now? And how have you been able to conquer the anxiety and depression?
Ooh, it's a mix of several things. For sure, I used to um when the anxiety and depression was really heavy, I realized I was thinking too much about the past and worrying too much about the future. And then another reason why uh, this industry also helps is because it really makes you be more in the moment. And the more you're able to be in the moment, the more you're able to appreciate and enjoy the present and be more mindful of it. So that's another reason why I think it's helped out so many people. It's just being able to enjoy and appreciate the moment. Yeah.
So let's start off here with you've gone through a lot and you've survived a lot. So for you, like you say you appreciate the moment. Like what is about for you the moment that you enjoy the most? Like what is it about for you like doing scenes or doing your own whatever it is that you enjoy of all things?
Okay, well, again, aside from crossing things off my bucket list and bucket list, honestly, it's really me personally, it's really meeting so many different people with so many different stories and backgrounds and really getting to know people and having deep conversations with them and just raising more awareness, not just about mental health, but about the power of consent, and making sure we're all on the same page because again the industry is still evolving and progressing and I think in a good positive way. It's becoming more inclusive. Yeah. um but yeah, it's that along with traveling. Like I've never been able to travel this much until I got into the industry. Like my first flight on a plane whatsoever was because of the industry. So that's another perk about it. Yeah. And of course the safe sex. Yeah, getting paid to have safe sex. So yeah.
All right, so let's start with the first scene you ever did. How nervous were you? What was it? Was it what you expected? And when did you start realizing, like, oh crap, it's gonna be on the internet. Everybody's gonna be watching this. Holy crap, the guy who does my hair might be watching this.
All right. Well, let's see. My first gig with my first agent was with a casting couch video. I was under the alias Cindy, and I wasn't nervous. I was really excited. I was, being able to explore my sexuality, especially as a female, was really quite liberating and empowering to me personally, especially being Asian, having growing up with traditional and relatively conservative roots, Um, yeah, so there's that. It was really nice having someone else do my makeup for me, so feeling pampered in that sense. And also it wasn't my first time doing anal, but it was my first time um learning how to properly and thoroughly prep for anal. It was my first time ever using an enema, and ever since I've just been enjoying a lot more anal sex. So there's that.
Now, one of the things I know that you've done a lot is you've done a lot of ropes, you've done a lot of bondage. What is it about that you like? Because basically you're putting your trust in somebody who you are restricted, you're tied up, you can't move. Most people don't like that. They like to be able to
Right.
move and get around. What is about that? But for you, you just love.
Honestly, I haven't been able to dive or delve into that realm of things yet. I still have yet to cross a shibari, a rope photo shoot, and I still have yet to cross off a rope shibari, rope art scene. I know Florida has a really big fetish kink community, but I surprisingly haven't really gotten to explore that realm of things yet. Also, it's because, like you said, I genuinely don't want all my limbs to be tied up. That's my hard limit, And I think a lot of these rope artists, um, they ideally want you to be completely tied up, and they have these like very intricate poses, where you're hanging all limbs. I I do have an appreciation for that. There is a level of trust. Um, I haven't found anyone yet that's willing to find different variations where not all my limbs are tied, or at least give me some slack. But again, it is a level of trust, and I do have that privilege to find certain people who's able to explore that with me. But I'm still looking forward to it, and I'm still trying to cross that off my bucket list. But yeah, it's like I remember before I got into the industry, I used to go to BDSM swinger parties and vanilla swinger parties. And the first time I've ever seen a rope demonstration in person, it was so beautiful. The level of like trust and the patience, and I could understand from the person being tied up how freeing it is and how liberating it could feel to just completely just give your trust on someone's hands. But I'm not there yet. I guess I I'm a primal switch in the BDSM community, so I lean a bit more towards the dom side. But again, in a lot of vanilla mainstream shoots, they mostly want me to be sub. Um, but uh, that's something that I'm still open to. Yeah.
So is it easier for
Well, I'm
you
still learning
working with
myself too. Actually, I have my own rope, but I'm still learning to tie as well and rig as well.
so I was gonna say, is it easier sometimes working with women rather than men because you can dominate them? You can be the more aggressive person. You can be the one who physically even manhandles them because with the guy it's tougher. There's a size, difference. There's the optics, and it's tough when you're this tiny little person and you're trying to dominate somebody who's 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. And it's like, okay, this doesn't look realistic.
Yeah, it really depends. There's this whole aesthetic angle of it, on what looks good for the camera or how to appeal to your audience or certain niches. But again, I like to say, even if the other person is bigger than you, like everyone has their own attributes. So I know my own strengths and weaknesses. So me against someone bigger than me, I would know I'm already faster, with reflexes, and I could get around. It's just being smarter about it. It's learning to not be intimidated at face value, but also humbling yourself enough where you don't want to underestimate anyone. But I already have the advantage because just being female, people will assume that I'm already weak. You know, so there's that. Um, but it's very interesting because like I love the fetish community because you could do femdom, you could do lift and carry, and it's just a lot of good communication to figure out how you want something to for the end result of something. It is, like there's some beauty in the creativity and the process. Yeah. I hope that answered your question.
It didn't. It did. Then I guess the question is like, for shooting videos, is it
Hmm.
easier working with women than men? Because it's the optics. If you are dominating a female, it's more okay, more believable, more sensual.
Hmm.
You can do it physically and it looks realistic. Whereas with a guy, it's tougher because to the casual person, it's like, oh yeah, this doesn't look realistic. I was this tiny little person got dominated guy. It doesn't. So is it easier for you like working with women as a dom?
Um, that really depends. Honestly, it's a case by case basis thing. Because again, there's a fan base for everything. There's an audience for everything. There's a fetish for everything. There's an audience that love to see women dominating men, and then so it's that balance of how much do you want to cater to your fans, but and how much of it do you genuinely enjoy, and so it's not just work and it's actually something that you also have a fetish for. I personally love more femdom scenes where I get off more on dominating men personally, with having my feet worshipped, trampling, and yeah. But in regards to, like, yeah, optics, visually, aesthetically, it depends. You can really get the best of both worlds though. It just depends on how you edit it, and what the backstory could be and what kind of platform the fetish it's supposed to cater to, know. So, but I mean, but yeah, genuinely, like I said, genuinely, realistically, personally, I like the whole femdom thing of a dominating men. But again, a lot of shoots and agencies and producers usually tend to want it the other way around, where the men dominate females. But again, it's just trying to find the balance. And again, I love uh how this industry is evolving, where you could really find different types of uh niches and fetishes and kinks that resonate with you. I don't know if that answered your question. I mean, it would look really, it just really depends on that audience, because I know they look really hot um, when it's two females against each other.
So let's talk about the OnlyFans
Like
deal.
a C company. Yeah. Mhm.
That's your baby. You get to create it. You get to pick whoever you want. You get to shoot whatever you want. But as you
Mhm.
said, you're trying to sell it. So what's on your wish list that you want to do and that you like compared to what the fans like and what they want?
Right. Yeah. Let's see. I try to have more POV, more of the female perspective, things that we don't see a lot in mainstream porn. Um, I I try to promote, and also with my own content, where it would appeal to females. We get a lot of BJ POVs from the males. Try to switch it up from the female's perspective of a guy going down on you instead. And what else? And yeah, that's another cool thing about OnlyFans, is that having that platform where you could really choose who you want to work with, um, and having it be more having to personalize it. Yeah, I it's yeah, it's really enjoying more of the sexy like, and I again, it's really because I'm only speaking for myself. Every content creator, every porn star is different on how they try to market and strategize things. I like to try to find the balance of what my fans would like to see more, but also what I genuinely enjoy myself. Like uh, I of course get fans hitting me up about more water sports and scat. And I'm just like even if the pay is relatively good, um, I don't usually go out of my way to do that. Um, but I mean, like it's really how you want to spend your time and how much of that is worth it. Again, like your mental health is important. If like you could get burnt out by just always catering to your fans, you know. And I like to be more genuine to myself and more authentic to myself, where I'm mostly doing this for me, you know. And I don't mind losing fans if I'm doing more what I want, to be honest.
So before we let you go,
Hmm.
what's on the bucket list for this year? Like, what are some of the things you want to get done? Doesn't have to be sex, it could be anything, whether it's
Hmm.
travel, whether it's sex, what's on your effort list. Like, give me some things you want to get done for this year in 2023.
Oh man, that's such a tough one. I just become so much more ambitious. So I have a list of projects and a never-ending to-do list nowadays. Um, yeah, because I'm just involved in so many things. Let's see, a goal for this year. Um, I mean, same thing like last year. Just keep raising awareness about mental health and crossing more things off my bucket list. Let's see, it's kind of hard to think what's left now, to be honest. Oh, I mean, I haven't completely, uh, I definitely want to try having someone being in complete duct tape or gimp suit. Um, let's see what else. Mm, oh, an on-screen blow bang. I've done off-screen ones at those parties, but I haven't done one yet uh on screen. Um, what else? What else? I would love to be on Bang Bus again. Apparently, you have to be on there a second time to like autograph your name. I should have just snuck in a Sharpie. What else? Um, Probably would try to go to another convention this year. Um, there's this dress that my nana made, and I want to rock that at the next red carpet. Um, what else? And probably finally get some more merch in. I mean, finally get some merch in, like vector, some stickers, and finally get out some prints, you know. And yeah, and also raising awareness about social justice as well. So yeah, and just having more deeper conversations with people, you know, planting a good positive seed in everyone I come across or cross paths with. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're proud to have on the show. I give you the spiritual, the mental guru, and the very beautiful, very hardworking. I give you Miss Channy Crossfire. So, Miss Crossfire, before we let you go, where can
Hmm.
fans check you out at? Where's the Twitter page, Instagram, the website? Where can people hit you up at, including the OnlyFans and many vids?
Right. Yeah. Again, just my stage name, Channy Crossfire. You'll find me on Instagram, Twitter, OnlyFans. On my Instagram, I have a link tree. So it's gonna take you straight into what my platforms and the organizations I'm involved in and advocating for. And again, I'm raising awareness for um for opioid awareness, opioid overdose. I've been passing out like through my travels. I re-up and pass out on fentanyl test strips. It's been the highest opioid overdose since this epidemic, and I'm just passing them around, especially in the East Coast. They don't have that many resources over there in the East Coast, especially with Narcan and naloxone. So I passed that around. Because I'm also in the music community with my rave friends, festival friends, and people are struggling with their mental health, and everyone is trying to find their own way to cope with daily struggle, um, and I just hope everyone keeps following their positive passions, and I also I'm involved in another organization. Like I've been helping sometimes when I'm in between my travels, teaching self-defense in the West Coast for the organization They Can't Burn Us All. Also, We Are Brave, and it was founded by China Mac back in New York and the East Coast, And I've never listened to China Mac before or heard of him before until I saw a video of him speaking out about protecting the elderly and raising awareness about just being able to take, like, we gotta be proactive and looking out for one another, even for strangers, you know. So that's also something that I try to help do for different communities. And yeah, I'm just active in that sense too. So yeah. So endoverdose.net, they'll help train you and guide you on signs of overdose. And you just gotta pay shipping, and they'll send you fentanyl test strips, naloxone nasal spray, and just raise more awareness about that. And yeah, one love, make love, not war. Yeah. So
Channy Crossfire, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always on a pleasure. Have you on the show. We come back. A lot more going on here, only on It's After Hours, only on the After Hours YouTube channel.